You own your money, not your money owns you. Please remember that. And you've got to make it work for you, not the other way around.
Welcome to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James, the only podcast you need to tune into each week to grow your personal, professional, and financial life. Join entrepreneur, investor, and multi-award-winning international speaker Jessen James as he shows you how to take control of your mind to create the life, income, and career you deserve. Here's your host, Jessen James.
Who's this masterclass for? This masterclass is for anyone who is either already good at making money and would like to improve how they do that, or has some money to one side that they're not quite sure what to do with it in terms of what to invest, or somebody who's just starting out in their journey. Maybe you're someone who's just starting out in your journey to become more financially aware. And that could be you have now turned a corner in your life where you're looking to take charge of your finances. Or maybe you've been trying for a while now and you just quite haven't figured out how to do that, okay? Wherever you are in your journey, if you're open and you're coachable, this masterclass is for you. Who this is not for? Anyone who thinks they know it all already. Anyone who is jumping on to prove a point to themselves or whatever it might be, this isn't for you, okay? It's for you right now if you are already, you've got some money, you're already good at making money and you'd like to improve how you do that or improve how your money works for you. Or you're just starting out and you really don't have any money, and that's absolutely fine too. Maybe you've just got enough to get by, but you're interested in how you can increase your income, okay? It's not for you if you're not coachable. Okay, and I'm saying this with absolute love in my heart. If you're someone right now that always looks for the negative in something, please leave now. If you're someone who, when someone shows you a ring donut, you tell them there's a freaking hole in it, leave. Okay, because this is not for you. All right. But if you're coachable and you're open, I'd be happy to share some information with you. So let's take a look at where you might be right now. Perhaps right now you have a poor relationship with money. And look, if you do have a poor relationship with money, you're not alone. I think most of the population have a poor relationship with money. And it's not because you're a bad person. It's because we're not taught this stuff in school. People are not taught about money management in school. And that's the truth. Most of us are not taught about money in school. They don't teach us this stuff. I mean, why would they teach us this stuff? You know, half the teachers sadly struggle with this matter as well. Yeah. So maybe you have a poor relationship with money. Maybe right now you're struggling to make more of it. Possibly you're struggling to make more of it, or you struggle to make consistent income, because I know a lot of people, especially business owners, who live what's called feast and famine. There's never any consistent money coming in. It's like 1 month it's really good, 1 month it's not so good. It's up and down like a yo-yo, okay? Maybe you have money, but are unsure how to invest that money, yeah? Or perhaps you've invested before and it didn't work out. Maybe you've invested in something before and you lost some money, all right? Or let's be honest, you have money, but you're not sure who to trust. And that's very, very, very common. A lot of people have investment vehicles and strategies and this and this and this and this and this, but you've got to be very, very careful with who you trust. So where would you like to be instead? Well, would you like to be in a position where you know exactly what your money blueprint is, exactly what your attitude to money is? Perhaps you'd like to be in a position where you know how to make even more money than what you have now, and make money consistently. That's the key here, okay? Consistent income is what we're heading for. That's the key here. Maybe you'd like to be in a position where right now your money is working for you, right? A lot of people work for their money. Look, let me tell you something. You own your money, not your money owns you. Please remember that. And you've got to make it work for you, not the other way around. Maybe you'd like to be in a position where you're getting consistent high returns on any cash that you deploy into any investment whatsoever. And better still, you'd like to know exactly where to invest and who to trust with your money. So would you agree, to get to where you'd love to be, something needs to change? So here's the thing. That thing that I want to talk to you about is how you make money work for you. That's it. This is what I want to educate you on this evening. How to make money work for you. This is a unique yet simple approach to making more money, even if you are short on funds right now. So like right now, if you are short on funds, I'm going to show you how you can make some money. I did promise that to some of you who read the emails that went out. I'm going to show you how to make money even if you don't have any. You will see during this web class that some of us are overcomplicating making money. We're overcomplicating it. Yeah. So even if you're short on funds, or even if you have some in the bank already, I want to show you what you can do with that and why you should be doing something with that. So why is this topic so important? Why is it so important? Listen, never, more than ever, has it been important for people to take charge of their funds. Okay. For the majority of people, though, they've had challenges. Okay. So why is it such an important topic for you to listen to? Because here's what's happening right now. And I want you to write this down. What we are witnessing is something called the redistribution of wealth. Write that down. The redistribution of wealth. That is what we're seeing right now. Now, what do I mean by the redistribution of wealth? It means money hasn't disappeared. Money hasn't gone. Like when people say money's been lost, it's not lost. It's been redistributed. It's going elsewhere. For example, the restaurant that's closed down, they haven't lost any money. The money that used to be spent there is now being spent elsewhere. They haven't lost money. The money's being spent elsewhere. So this is what we call the redistribution of wealth. And what we're seeing is even people who have a lot of money are also feeling the pinch. They're also feeling the pinch. So it's very important that you pay attention to this topic right now, because you need to do something about it right now. You've got to do something about it right now. And I tell you why you've got to do something about it right now is because at this very moment in time, there are some very, very, very unique opportunities available to us. There are very unique opportunities available to us. And there's a window of opportunity that you've got to jump on at the moment, especially when it comes to the redistribution of wealth. This is super duper, duper, duper important. Okay. So for those of you who don't know who I am, real quick, I'm actually an ex-psychiatric nurse turned entrepreneur. I qualified as a nurse back in 2004, I think it was. I went on to have a successful career in the private healthcare sector, becoming the youngest ward manager in the UK at the age of 27, managing a ward. But in the private sector, you're treated as a business person. You have to go out and sell. And I did. I had to sell beds to the NHS. I made my employer over £6.5 million selling beds to the NHS in just 2 years. And then 2009, during the last credit crunch, crash, financial crisis, whatever you want to call it, my employer made me redundant and I was taken out of my job. But that taught me a very valuable lesson, one that I wanted to share with every single one of you this evening. And that is nothing in life is secure unless you go and secure it yourself. That's really, really important. So I want you to make note of that, because a lot of us right now, if we're struggling with money, what you've got to understand is that it's your responsibility. Nobody else is to go and make that money. And to cut a long story short, I went back into business. I went and started my own healthcare business, which I built up. And basically, cut a long story short, that business made me financially free at the age of 31, which meant that I didn't have to work anymore. It also allowed me to go off and invest in other businesses, in other vehicles, in other strategies, including property, as well as other companies and things like that. Yeah. And to date, this stuff that I'm sharing with you, I'm talking to you right now from a place of conviction, because in 2015, I went through a divorce and I ended up losing pretty much everything. And then going back to a position where I have to build it all up again. I'm now the founder of just over seven companies. And I get to do what I love, which is sharing my gifts all around the world. I'm an international speaker. I've featured on national television a few times, as well as now being featured again later this year. And I'm just quickly rattling through this. And this is not to impress you in any way. It's just to show you that, I'm a kid who grew up in a rough part of East London, and I'm just very grateful that I listened to some incredible teachers and parents who guided me in the right direction and allowed me to actually do the right things rather than the wrong things. I could have made some really, really, really wrong decisions. But I'm only sharing all of this stuff with you to show you that I'm a normal guy. I'm a normal guy, and I believe in freedom. I believe in having freedom. And I love traveling, and I love being with my family, and I love being with my friends. Because like you, maybe a lot of you listening right now, I grew up with a bad money blueprint. Yeah. The truth of the matter is, I'd love to blame my parents, but they were doing the best with the resources that they had. It was a lack of education. That's what it is, And I think sadly, a lot of us grow up with the same mentality. These are some of the beliefs we grow up with. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money is the root of all evil. Heard that one before. Money is the root of all evil, And my belief on that is a lack of money is the root of all evil. If I'm very honest, people will kill for money. People will steal for money. People will drop their standards for money. That's what happens. Yeah. But the truth of the matter is, there's nothing special about me. There's absolutely nothing special about me whatsoever. But there's something very special about the way I have achieved success. And that is what I want to show you. I found this process is very easy to apply once you learn it, but you've got to learn it. Okay. So before I proceed, I just want to chuck in this disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor, just to be clear. Okay. You must do your own due diligence on anything that I share with you, and you must seek professional advice of your own if need be. It's very, very important that you do that. All right. I'm not that person. So please, please, please understand that. Okay. Now, there are 5 steps to making money work for you. 5 steps to making money work for you. And it's as simple as this. Okay. Number 1, step 1 is money psychology. Step 1 is money psychology. What do I mean by this? Well, there are several things you need to know about money. You've got to understand your money blueprint. Many people don't understand their money blueprint. They want to go and make money, but what they're doing is they're carrying a money blueprint that doesn't serve them. Okay. So there are different money blueprints. Let's take a look at them. Number 1, the avoider. The avoider. Who is an avoider? An avoider is someone that actually doesn't like talking about money. They don't like talking about it. Yeah. And as I go through these, you might recognize some of these traits in yourself. Okay. An avoider doesn't like talking about money. They bury their heads in the sand. I see a lot of business owners who have an avoider mentality. They don't look at their figures. They don't look at their numbers. They don't even know how much money they're making. Like I see a lot of business owners, the only way they know whether they're making money or not is to log into their internet banking, keep their fingers crossed while it loads up, and hopefully when it does, there's some money in the bank. These are avoiders, okay? Some of us don't like even talking about money. We don't want to know, yeah? Like for example, when I used to own a hair and beauty salon, the stylists in there did not want to talk about money. I offered to have my IFA come down to the salon and give them some free financial advice. I was paying him and they didn't want to know. They said, no, I'd rather die poor. And I couldn't believe this mentality, but now I understand that they're avoiders, okay? And there are many people out there that are like that. Next, we have what we call the penny pincher. Who's the penny pincher? Penny pinchers, to keep it simple, are tight. They watch absolutely every single penny. They don't want to spend on anybody. They want to keep all their money. They're looking for deals all the time, constantly counting the pennies. They have no concept of value. They're just looking for every single penny to work the best for them. They're going to try and scrimp and scrape on absolutely everything, which ultimately prevents them from living their lives, and they really miss out on some key opportunities.
You've been listening to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James. Don't forget to subscribe and follow on all the channels, links in the show notes. Please also leave a review and visit www.jessenjames.com to find more resources on how to create the life you deserve.